like to thank Pam Bondi for teaching a lot of Americans what the Dow Jones is. Yeah. That is the one good thing about this administration. It makes a lot of people be like, I should probably look that up. I swear to God, like if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know that Venezuela has 300 billion barrels of oil. I learned where Greenland is. And I learned that you can, in fact, bring a gun to a protest as an American citizen. Yes. And I learned all that in the last 2 weeks, okay? I'm learning rapidly, okay? Or más rapido, as Bad Bunny would say, okay? Because I remember, like, you know, when Biden was, you know, dead as a president, I remember my friends were different. They'd be like, let's go to brunch, yeah. Now all my friends are like, there's 3 branches of government: executive, judicial, legislative. It's crazy. It's crazy how much we've learned from this administration, indirectly. But yeah, Pam Bondi. I always try to take the high road whenever I talk shit about someone, okay? And try not to use crass words or low blows, because it's more important to really say what you're feeling on the highest level, you know, and really just like speak the truth, but also, you know, be respectful. And so, all that said, the best I can do is Pam Bondi's a f***ing Because prove me wrong, you know? Pam out here making us rethink the term Karen, you know what I mean? Pam is a way better term than Karen. Karen's too many syllables. You just be like, she's a Pam, she's a total Pam. Pam is somebody who would lie to you and then deflect by talking about the stock market. Pam is someone who would cheat on her husband with Jim from The Office. You know what I'm saying? If you're in here and your name's Pamela, it's not too late to go back to Pamela, okay? So you probably saw Pam Bondi had a testimony last week. It was basically a hearing for people who can't hear questions. She bombed harder than Kid Rock. It was bad. It was like her own halftime show, Bad Bondi. Except I could understand every word of it and I hated it. Pam Bondi's performance in the hearing was so bad already, but then you realize she's a lawyer and that makes it even worse. But then you realize she's from Tampa and you're like, okay, it's not that bad actually, so. Of course she's from Tampa. She tampered with the evidence, okay? So, if you don't like that joke, let me give you your tampon, okay? And if you don't like that part, watch your tamper, okay? So, relax, this bit is only temporary. So then they asked her the big question. They're like, Pam, why are you protecting our pedophile president? And she's like, the Dow Jones just hit 50,000. We're like, what? She's like, the Dow Jones hit 50,000. 50,000! The same number of times Trump appears in the Epstein files. 50,000! She just kept saying it over and over. She's like, the Dow hit 50,000, the Dow hit 50,000, and the NASDAQ is also really good. I don't have the number for it. It was like, you're not gonna give us a number for that? For those of you who don't know, the Dow Jones is an average, of which you have to be above to understand this. And, sorry. It's an index comprised of 30 big companies, such as Microsoft, Amazon, Disney, mostly companies found in the Epstein files. The companies are called blue chip, which is the color of the pill you have to swallow to believe that. The Dow Jones is measured in points. What is this, a video game? The Dow hit 50,000 points. Don't you like points? Like, is this reality or Fortnite? Either way, it's getting played by Jeffrey Epstein. All right. If you know, you know. The Dow Jones is a price index, and prices are high. That's not a good thing. She's like, but did you know the Dow Jones just hit 50,000? account for inflation, you dumb cunt. Okay, I'll stop. This is like the shittiest investment course, stocks and bondies. She better start investing because she won't have a job soon, I'll tell you that much. I don't... yeah. I don't see much wealth in her futures, if you know what I mean. She better start talking to Nancy Pelosi and get some ideas. Yeah. But if she does invest in bonds, hopefully, unlike Trump, she waits till they mature. You guys need to brush up on your stock terms, okay? Because we deserve justice, all we're getting is equity. We need a government that stops hiding shit from us. We need a government who shares. Release the files. It's not this initial public offering, IPO. Release the files. Okay? You're losing our trustee, okay? Our interest is high. There's too much volatility. I'm not lying. No market cap. I'm just saying, as long as we don't have the information and the government can pull this on us and they're obsessed with greed and capitalism, it's always going to be like Stranger Things. We're living in the upside down. Thank you. I yield my time. But yeah, so fuck Pam Bondi, okay? And fuck Kash Patel, okay? Fuck Kash Patel and his big ass eyes. It's crazy to me that Kash Patel is anti-woke. Those eyes are woke as fuck, dude. 3,000% dilation. You could never know if he's in trouble. You'd be like, blink twice if you're in trouble. He'd be like... So Kash Patel, who looks like Aziz Ansari's tweaked out cousin, is still head of FBI. His approval rating is 0%. I'm pretty sure he's not even down with it. And he lied to our faces. He was one of those people who was like, I'm gonna get the Epstein files, I'm gonna release it to the public. And then a few months into his job, he was like, nothing to see here. I didn't see any evidence of trafficking. Yeah, with those big ass eyes, you didn't see anything? I'm on page 2 and I saw that shit. How do you miss all that information with big ass eyes? You know what's crazy is I looked up an old picture of Kash Patel. His eyes weren't always that big. Yeah. Kash used to have normal size eyes. I think I know what happened. He had regular eyes and then they showed him the Epstein files. He was like... Try to remain calm, try to remain calm. They're like, can you keep a secret, big guy? He's like, I'll see you in Valhalla. Fortunately, you know, I wasn't really fans of most people who are coming out. But there are a few disappointments. Noam Chomsky's in the Epstein files, okay? That is a big disappointment for people of academia, okay? Like myself, Noam Chomsky is a famous scholar who's been very outspoken about American imperialism. He's been very pro-Palestine. He's so many times been on the right side of history, but on the wrong side of the island. So it's quite a disappointment. Now, we don't have all the information about what Noam Chomsky was doing there, but it does not look good from what we have, okay? But we don't have 100% conclusive evidence, so we don't know. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein just had him there to talk. I don't know, okay? But I don't know why you would want to invite Noam Chomsky to a party. I don't think anybody does that. But it is telling that Noam Chomsky was invited to the party, but Elon wasn't. Like, that is hilarious. That there are literal levels to nerddom, you know what I mean? It's like... Like, yeah, he's kind of boring, but at least he can hang. He's not super awkward like Elon. Noam Chomsky, he's a bit dry. Like, that shit puts you to sleep, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why they had him there. I don't know. Okay? We'll probably get more information later. Like, maybe a photo will come out and be like, oh, he was just there giving Stephen Hawking a lap dance or something like that. We don't know. But until then, I'm done with Noam Chomsky, okay? Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra also had a lot of correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein. And I never, I had a few of Deepak's books growing up, but I was, able to recognize that he's a commercial guru, you know what I mean? Like, Deepak Chopra is like the chicken tikka masala of spirituality, you know what I mean? I love that joke because Indian people laugh at it and the white people are like, I like chicken tikka masala. Tasty. Jeffrey Epstein talked to Peter Thiel, which is shocking that Satan talked to the Antichrist. If you're familiar with Palantir, it is like, part of the biggest evil in the world. And Jeffrey Epstein not only discovered it early, but he endorsed it, he helped feed it, and he even introduced it to Israel, who's its biggest proprietor at this point. And this is not a conspiracy theory, it's in the files on page 1,000,000.7, but there is a audio transcript of Jeffrey Epstein talking to former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, pitching him Palantir. And it's a very long listen, I don't recommend it, but the thing about Jeffrey Epstein is they said he was smart, but you listen to his voice, he sounds like a idiot. He's like, the stock market, And so he's on the phone with Ehud Barak. He's like, you gotta check out Palantir. And for whatever reason, Ehud Barak couldn't understand. He's like, Pudite? He's like, no, Palantir. He's like, Pudite? He's like, no, Palantir. P-A-L. He's like, P-U-R? Like, no. And just goes on like that for 10 fucking minutes. It's like, how are you idiots friends? And finally, he gets Ehud to write it down. He's like, Palantir. And then the next thing you know, Israel becomes the world surveillance state, who also trains ICE to do it to us. So you later find out, when you look through these documents, that nearly everything evil that's happened in the last 10, 20 years, Jeffrey Epstein had something to fucking do with it. Apparently he helped create Bitcoin. Okay? Sorry, crypto bros, but Norm Finkelstein was in the Epstein files, okay? And the people are cheering for a reason, because he was in the Epstein files for a good reason, which is, I don't think anybody else did this somehow. Norm Finkelstein is an outspoken professor, also anti-imperial, largely pro-Palestine. He's been a great voice for Palestine. Go watch his work if you haven't. I mean, it's phenomenal what he does in debates. I would not want to debate that guy. He's in the Epstein files, but for the only possible good reason you'd want to be found in the Epstein files. Norm Finkelstein's in the Epstein files because Jeffrey Epstein at one point invited Norm to come to the island, and Norm said, if you invite me again, I will fucking strangle you. That is the only way you want to be found in the Epstein files. Yeah. So, much respect to Norm Finkelstein, because, everything you need to know about Epstein's personality can be summed up in one sentence. He was kicked out of Xbox Live. Okay? If you know, you know. If you know people who've played Xbox Live, you know that community has zero standards, okay? And the fact that Epstein got formally kicked off of Xbox Live tells you everything about his personality. I never played Xbox Live, but I have friends who do it, and I've heard the worst shit coming out of their mouths as they jovially talk to each other while they play, casually threatening each other's families. And yet Epstein was kicked off of Xbox Live. Apparently, Epstein loved playing Fortnite. Okay? No offense to Fortnite players here, but you're creepy. Epstein loved playing Fortnite. So much so that in his emails, you can see his Fortnite login, his email, and his screen name. And so that's public information. If you ever wanted to play Fortnite with Jeffrey Epstein, you could just log on and hope that he's still on. Which you're in luck, because Jeffrey Epstein, of course, he died in 2019, but somebody noticed after the files were released that there was a login to his Fortnite account in the year 2024. Now, I don't know how good you guys are with time, but 2019 is before 2024, and typically after people die, they're not able to log into Fortnite. So there was a mysterious login into Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account in 2024 in a city, I forget what is it called, I think Tel Aviv, I think it's called Tel Aviv. I'm not sure which part of the United States that's in, but yeah, somebody was logging in to Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account in Tel Aviv, Israel. And so obviously your thought is like, oh my God, maybe Jeffrey Epstein's alive in Tel Aviv. First of all, cut the conspiracies, okay? There is not a lot of evidence aside from potentially 1 million pages that would suggest something like that, okay? And so as soon as this was discovered, a lot of videos were made, and they all went viral except the ones on TikTok because of suppression. But a lot of viral videos out there saying like, look, somebody noticed that Jeffrey Epstein logged into his Fortnite account in Tel Aviv in 2024. And these went around so much that Fortnite had to make a statement. Okay, so you know it's legit, right? Yeah, I've never heard of a company coming out to be like, no, it wasn't Epstein who logged in, but apparently Fortnite would say that. I don't know if there's a hashtag believe Fortnite, but I don't think there is. And they came out and said, no, you guys are really stoned right now. Okay, the account belongs to someone else. That's what they said. Oh, the account belongs to someone else? Like, who out there logs on a Fortnite and be like, can I get that old name, J. Epstein 67? You know what I mean? Like, or whatever it was. But the point is, when you have a Fortnite account, you have a unique email login and a unique screen name, okay? You can't just give somebody's email to somebody else. Unless you're in Tel Aviv, apparently. I don't know. So somebody dug deeper into that and realized that that was bullshit and called out their bluff, and now more videos are circulating showing that that cannot be possible. And in fact, somebody did log in through Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account in 2024, okay? Which can only mean one of two things. Either one, Jeffrey Epstein is alive in Tel Aviv and still enjoys a game of Fortnite, okay? That's the one that I believe, okay? Number two, somebody in Tel Aviv, unrelated, hacked into Epstein's Fortnite account. Okay? Doesn't matter which one of these it is, it just means you need to be aware of Israel. Okay? Because they're not going to hack into your email account, they're going to send a spy to ruin your democracy. Okay? All right. Maybe I went too far with that one, but for those of you who are not familiar with Fortnite, it's a game where you demolish buildings and shoot people, so I can see why they would play that in Israel. Okay. And we still don't have all the information. More will come out probably in 2 weeks of Fortnite. Thank you so much, Portland. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.